Ba-da-ba-boo, it's the Super Bowl. Grab your chips, grab your family, everyone you know. Political arguments about the halftime show.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh boy.
NFL Super Bowl 52 predictions. Get your wife, get your kids, get your dog. Everyone is coming up. Less than a week, Bob.
Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your kids, hide your wives.
Less than a week.
Yeah,
Kind of weird. It felt like the championship round just happened. It was over a week ago at this point. Kind of crazy to imagine. But let's talk about Super Bowl 52 predictions. We're gonna get into each sort of game and each team. But looking back, we're not really gonna talk too much about championship week. But looking back, is there anything you really want to note upon?
Well.
Let's go.
There's some pretty eventful
things happened
this weekend.
Last weekend.
Last weekend. Yep.
Yes. I was wrong.
Some questionable ref ball.
Right.
My optimal outcome happened. So I'm pretty happy.
Mine didn't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kind of did. If one team wins, I won't say who. Then definitely my optimal. But it's you'll see.
Yeah.
Both games were wow.
Yeah.
What is a penalty? What's a penalty anymore? What are rules?
You had the ridiculous pass interference non-call against the Saints.
And then you had a slew of bad calls.
A slew of bad calls both ways in the Chiefs game.
In the Chiefs and Pats game.
The phantom roughing the passer call on Tom Brady. Had several pass interference calls that were called against the Patriots that were not pass interference at all, and it's just ridiculous. You show one play from.
You also had calls where they would call it on the field and then review it and reverse it.
Right.
Almost every call they made that they reviewed, they ended up reversing it. Edelman touching it, all this sort of stuff.
Yep.
It was just bad. It was not good. MVP, not the refs. Let's just say that. That's what the outcome was of the championship round. But we got an AFC representative. Wow, not shocked. And an NFC representative. So I kind of really want to quick is before we talk about the matchup, which we'll talk about probably for 10 or so minutes. I want to kind of go through sort of each team's sort of how they did in the regular season. We obviously know they won every game, and they both played 2 games. So both games they played in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. I'm not talking about those, although those may be more indicative of what this game outcome may be. I do want to kind of look back on the regular season, starting off with the AFC representative, the Patriots. It's finished 11-5. These are the teams they beat. These are the teams they lost to. A very interesting result, losing to weird teams and beating good teams. I mean, the Texans and the Chiefs obviously are 2 good teams. The Colts maybe at the time weren't good, but we're good. And of course the Bears, another good team. But then losing to Jacksonville, and the Lions is probably the most what the fuck loss. Because they got destroyed by the Lions, and it's just
every team that the Patriots lost to did not make the playoffs. Right, every single team.
Right. I mean, I can see how you could lose to the Titans and Steelers. They're not bad.
And they always lose in Miami. So although that was just because of one play. Right,
but Jacksonville and Lions, weird losses. And looking at the NFC representative, none of those. Actually, all losses are right. Yeah, of course. Those are teams that are really good. Yeah. Which almost is brings up some questions. But AFC Patriots, I think, listen, this is my thing about the Patriots season this year, is I think this is what happened, right? They were losing some games that they shouldn't have lost, right? And they were playing ways that were uncharacteristic of them. They weren't as solid as they were. And I think what people said is, the Patriots, they don't look as dominant as they always do. And I think this sort of mindset, which actually I think helped the Patriots, came about where they're everyone thinks we suck, everyone thinks we're not good. Right. Watch us go. But I don't know. I don't think I think maybe one person thought that in the world, because I think everyone in the back of their minds were there's a really good chance the Patriots would be the AFC representative once again. And every year, next year, the year after, I will not be surprised.
I'm mad at myself for picking against them last week.
No, you shouldn't be. I don't think you should be. I'm not mad that I picked the Chiefs, because I think the Chiefs were a better team, and I think they had a chance to win. If one player didn't go all fucking sides.
Oh, D Ford.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? In a coin toss, whatever. We can get into that. But no, because that game, you can't be mad at yourself for that, because that was really close. And that came down to a lot of things. I mean, the Patriots won that game and they deserved the win, but a lot of things did go the way they need to go for the Patriots to get the win. Right. So, you know what I mean? There's no, one way or the other, you shouldn't really be mad at yourself, I don't think. But either way, still, 11-5, solid season. But still, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I think when I say this, people will get angry. But this is one of the worst Patriots teams.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
In the last 20 years or so.
Yeah.
But I think what people...
If you stack them up individually.
Right, of course. Yeah. But, sometimes the best team doesn't win.
Right.
Honestly, we could debate it. I don't know. But I think the Chiefs, all in all, are a better team than the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But the better team doesn't always win. Right. It doesn't happen all the time. So I think that sometimes it comes down to strategy and doing what you need to do. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about playing the Patriots. If you make a mistake, they will capitalize it on it as much as they possibly can.
And they do a fantastic job of taking out your best weapon and making you go to your backup.
Yes.
Because Travis Kelce did absolutely nothing after the first quarter of the Chiefs game.
Right.
And they contained Patrick Mahomes. They got to him in the backfield.
Right.
And that was huge.
Especially for the first half. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, no, you're right. That's exactly what they do. And they always just do a really good job of, again, if you make a mistake, they will capitalize on it. You almost have to play a perfect game to beat them, which is hard to do.
Right.
So I think that's why they're so good. But 11-5, still, not a shock that they made it. No shock. I don't think anyone's shocked. And I don't think anyone's too shocked about the Rams either, especially going into the season, which is the other team we're going to be talking about right now. I don't think anyone was too surprised. 13-3.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you look at the losses here. Saints, completely understandable. Right. Really good team. Bears, completely understandable. I think the Eagles were the one shock loss, but they're still playoff teams.
Right.
All three of them are playoff teams. But, I mean, you look at their wins, they did have some substantial wins. They beat Seattle twice.
They did.
Which is impressive. Yeah. They're also a playoff team. And they had to play them in Seattle and won. That's pretty impressive.
They won the best game of the regular season against Kansas City.
Against Kansas City, which is very impressive. And then the Chargers as well as another team on there. That's impressive to beat. But overall, I actually think the Rams are similar to the Patriots. If you make a mistake, they will capitalize off it. Less so than the Patriots. I just think both these teams have really good coaches. And I think if Sean McVay sees an opportunity, he will go for it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, once we get to the matchup, talk about the strengths and the weaknesses of each team, and there's a lot of question marks we have, especially on the Rams side, to bring up. But just looking at it all, a solid season, I'm very happy because, I mean, even if they don't win it, I'm very happy because I did predict the Rams to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And that was the first team.
They were my pick at the beginning of the season, too.
Yeah. Looking at them, I said this team's going to win. Yeah. And they were good in different reasons because I expected their defense to be incredible. It's not really that incredible. They're not bad. They're definitely solid. They can do some solid shit, especially rushing the passer.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Definitely impressed, I will say, with the Rams season. And 13-3. That's a very solid record. So now to the matchup. I guess we'll go to the Patriots and Rams Super Bowl
53.
A rematch, actually, of the first Super Bowl the Patriots won back
19 years ago.
Yes.
18 years ago. Sorry.
Yes, and it's almost weird because last year was also a rematch of one of the first three Super Bowls. Now this is another.
If the Falcon Super Bowl had been against a different NFC South opponent, it would have been very, very,
very interesting to see how the Panthers would do next year.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. Who do you want to start with here?
I'm gonna go left to right. I guess start with the Patriots.
Start with the Patriots. All right. So the Patriots.
Yes.
Not a shock that they're here.
Yeah, no.
Obviously their biggest strength is their coaching and their quarterback.
Yep.
I don't think, especially once Gordon left, they don't really have any huge weapons, maybe besides Michelle, that are whoa, those are your guys.
Right.
But when they need Gronk, he'll show up. When they need James White,
Yep.
he'll show up. When they need Edelman, they show up. When they need Hogan, he'll show up. They're not
they're the most clutch team.
Well, that's the thing is they can it's hard to play against the Patriots because you're gonna go, all right, listen, motherfuckers, James White, Sonny Michel, you guys ain't getting shit. But then Edelman and Gronk get the shit.
Right.
You really there's no one player, but there's all these players. That's what makes a good team.
Yep.
Is that there's all these players.
Everybody can make plays.
Everyone can make plays, and if you need to rely on some, and that's the thing is, you never know who's gonna have a breakout game.
Right.
Always one that just has this breakout game.
Like the Super Bowl against the Falcons when James White had 14 receptions. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Or even last year, even though they lost, Gronk did a very good job against the Eagles, especially in the second half. I'm like, Gronk might win it for them.
Right.
And then you see Edelman against the Chargers, just fucking annihilating them, and Sonny Michel. You can have anyone. So that's the thing about the Patriots. It's very hard to play against their offense. Defensively, I'm still look. They're good. All right, obviously
they managed to hold the Chiefs to no points in the first half last week.
That was 3.
No, it was 14-0 at halftime.
Was it 14-0
yeah,
at halftime? I thought it was 14-3. I swore it was 14-3.
No, 14-0.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Let me just confirm.
Interesting. Yeah, confirm that for
but
me.
I'm fairly certain. It was
no,
14-0.
maybe you're right. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm probably wrong. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. I thought it was 14-3, but he's right. Bob's right.
The AFC won the Pro Bowl. If you want to know that.
I don't give a fuck.
Stats. Nope. Wait.
Bob's confirming.
No stats. Recap.
Bob's
How
confirming.
the fuck do I get the box score? Where is there no box summary? Yeah, there it is.
Bob.
Yeah, 14-0.
14-0. Okay. Yeah, no. I mean, the defense is good, no doubt, but they have weaknesses.
Right.
And I even though they're really good, I'm still not like confident on them. Like I wouldn't rely on them.
No. Yeah.
Too much. But it's their coaching. I mean, their coaching is just incredible.
Yeah.
And you gotta sort of respect that.
Yep.
The Rams now, I guess we'll go to.
Yeah.
Sort of in a similar boat, I guess. The only thing with the Rams is offensively, they do kind of have the same kind of deal with like no names, but they don't. The Cooper Kupp's gone.
Right.
That's their biggest loss. They've been without him most of the season. And then you look, they have other receivers that they can rely to when they need to, but their big sort of receiver weapon, which is kind of coincidental considering he was on the Patriots last year, is Cooks. Brandon Cooks definitely is probably the best receiver on the Rams. He's a really good deep threat. He can go down. He can get the ball when he needs to get to, and he can be dangerous. If the Patriots are going, and that's the thing is they had him on a team, maybe they can know how to contain Cooks,
right?
Because he really is that good. And then the running back situation is the most interesting one because the star player among both of these teams, like if you take the star player, like if you pick one star player between two teams, it's Todd Gurley.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, no doubt in anyone's mind. But Todd Gurley, is he gonna? All right, he got hurt in December, and then he didn't really play too much in the divisional round against the Cowboys. He kind of C.J. Anderson too really took the spot, but he did a few things, and he barely, if at all, barely, even was on the field for the Saints game. He was barely on there, and he's just standing there. And props on him at the end of the game. He's like, "Listen, I wasn't out there because I wouldn't have helped the team." And I was all right with it. I was all right with the decision.
His injury was still looming, but they've had 2 weeks now.
But the question is like, then the Rams were like, well, no, he's not injured. Like he's just down there. But there's no way. Like even if you don't hand it to him, you at least put him on the field because he's the threat. Right. You have to have someone spying him or defending him, and that will take at least a little bit of attention away to other players and relieve some things. But not even putting him out there must mean he's at least he must be pretty hurt.
He still had lingering effects from his injury.
Yeah. Is he going to be all right for this game? That's the question.
I think because they had 2 weeks of rest, it'll be a much different day for Todd Gurley. The 2 weeks is going to be huge for both teams.
1 week really only.
It's 2 weeks.
1 week.
1 week left.
Oh, I guess.
The game was 2 weeks apart.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Because
having the extra week.
1 week. I guess you're right. You have 1 week off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a week off, and then you have a week of practice. And then
you have a Sunday off. You have one Sunday off. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? That's a week off.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. We're debating semantics. Who cares? My point is that I don't know, like if they're not even putting him on the field, that's concerning. But then you look at C.J. Anderson, who had a monster game against the Cowboys, but didn't do too much against the Saints.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting if to see what Sean McVay's plan is with Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson. Does he plan to have a dual threat situation where he's like, all right, we're going to put Todd Gurley and C.J. out here, or we're going to have C.J. do this and that and this and this, or are we going to what's the sort of game plan with them? And then you obviously look at the quarterback, Jared Goff, who, imagine 3 years ago, Jared Goff is going to be in the Super Bowl. You'd be like, this fucking guy who went 0-8 in his first year and was garbage? Yes.
Yeah, that was Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, exactly. Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in the league, has come in here with Bill Belichick, has come in here and turned this Rams team around in just a year. Came in last year, made the playoffs, then this year made the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's incredible, objectively. Yeah. I mean, people could argue they don't deserve to be in the Super Bowl, but we could argue
both teams don't deserve it.
We could argue that all day. Yep. It's what it is. Maybe it's unfortunate, but unfortunately it is what it is.
You can debate overtime rules and non-calls and all that.
Yes.
What happened, and it's the rules, and it's fair.
Well,
not in terms of the Rams, but
I disagree. It's not fair for either team. But we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. They're here. off season is the time to talk about rule changes, what they did last year, and then changed the rules with what catches. And I think objectively,
they've been much better.
Everyone agrees what is a catch is a much better rule.
Right.
So I think they can fix that.
What is a penalty?
What is a
penalty?
penalty?
Will they bring video review to penalty?
Maybe they should.
Yes.
I think they should. Yes.
Absolutely they
should.
Yeah.
100%. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams defense is a little different of a story. And you want to talk about star defensive player, Aaron Donald. It's just incredible. He is definitely the best defensive player of the year. He almost broke Strahan's record for the most sacks in the season. Like, I think he was 2 away.
Yeah.
He's a monster. And he's someone to look out for. You have Sue up there too. He can be very deadly. Peters can sometimes do some things, but Aqib Talib always provides a good pass defense. So they have the weapons. The only problem is they always feel a little bit disjointed to me. They always feel like a little bit like, I don't know, like not together, if that makes any sense. But both of these teams, the Patriots and the Rams, proved they have really good offensive lines, at least. Like, maybe not incredible, but, like, solid. Like, the Rams, no one could get the Jared Goff. And Tom Brady, like...
He has not been sacked in the postseason.
He has not been sacked in the postseason.
He's only been hit 3... He was only hit 3 times last week.
Yeah. That's crazy. Ridiculous. That's insane.
Yeah.
So a really good offensive line there.
And people thought that the Patriots' O-line would be going a step back because they lost Nate Solder for the offseason. But then
and then they
drafted a rookie,
and then he got
hurt, and then Trent Brown stepped in, and it's been really fun.
Nate Solder went to my team, and I sucked there.
Yeah.
So thanks, Nate. Although he did have one really good game, and a few really good games, but still, whatever. Different story.
Yeah.
But Super Bowl stage is a big deal, and the Patriots obviously have been here.
Yeah, 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row. They've been here a lot. All right.
This is the 9th time for Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
That's crazy. That's
9th
insane.
time in 18 years.
That's crazy. That's one every other year.
Basically, yeah.
That's insane. That's impressive, really. And then the Rams who haven't been here since they played the Patriots.
Right.
And
18 years ago.
Right. You have a young head coach. You have all this sort of stuff, but we've seen this narrative before with actually this Super Bowl back in the day when the Rams were favored by 14 points. Like, no way they're going to lose. And then the Patriots had these young people, and they came in and did what they needed to do.
Let's see what the line is on the Super Bowl.
What do you mean?
Like the betting line.
Bread?
Yeah, the spread.
It's 3 points for the Patriots.
Yep, Patriots favored by 3 points.
Yep. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. But I guess what we'll do now is we'll make our picks, but I kind of want, like, we'll make our picks and then we'll say, like, this is my pick and here's why, blah, 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 and then we'll switch. So do you want to go first?
Yes.
Who are you going with here?
I am picking the Patriots.
Okay.
For several reasons.
Okay.
Not just the fact that I'm a homer and I want the Patriots to win.
Yeah.
But I feel that the Rams squeaked by the Saints.
Right.
Very much so. Because they were looking rough in the first half of that game.
Definitely. They looked rough past couple of weeks.
And
they off to December too.
While the couple of weeks off might help them kind of rejuvenate and get back into the mindset of doing stuff correctly, I think the Patriots are going to keep riding the uptrend they've been on for the end of the year. They got hot at the right time.
Right. They always do.
And this isn't like the past couple of years where the Patriots have been this like mega team as usual, and they come into the Super Bowl as the heavy favorite, and then it's as rough as usual. But I think because they had such struggles this year, quote unquote struggles, they still won 11-5. But like compared to usual, they're not going to go in with like the air of like we're going to win this game. They got to go in like we gotta stomp everybody.
Right.
So I think that the mindset is going to be in the right place for the Patriots to get their jobs done and come out with the win over a Rams team that has dwindled from what it was earlier in the season.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. I do disagree in some senses with like the dwindling. I still think the Rams are. I mean, I don't know because I don't even think the Saints. It's weird because
true. The Saints weren't necessarily where they were before.
I think the Rams, even though they did win by the call, I think they are a better team than the Saints. I do think they are a better team. But it's difficult for me. I guess, I mean, objectively, I guess they're the best team in the NFC. But I do think they're the best team because, I mean, no, I definitely do. I just It's weird because they definitely. I do agree that they're not playing as well, but they're still. I mean, they went 13-3, and they still beat Dallas, and they beat the Saints. How they beat them, even though they did win in overtime, they got the interception, and I just think they have a lot of glaring weaknesses.
Right.
But Sean McVay can win games when he needs to win them. But I'm after saying all that, I'm going with the Patriots as well. It's not even close for me.
Yeah.
The Rams were my Super Bowl pick, and I want them to win. Like, all right, listen. Not only are they my Super Bowl pick, but it didn't matter if it was the Chiefs. It didn't matter. Obviously my team couldn't face them in the Super Bowl. What's an AFC team I would root for over the probably the Colts? That's probably about it. I'd root for the Rams pretty much against every team, pretty much because I picked them. I love the Rams personally, and I want them to win, and I picked them to win the Super Bowl. So why would you pick them to win the Super Bowl in August and not pick them to win when the game's in front of us because they're playing the Patriots? And I just think the Patriots are too experienced. I always am like, no, they're not. They have weaknesses, but they'll always find a way to win, whether it be with their field goal kicker, whether it be with the penalties, whether it be with whatever, whatever player, whatever position, whatever defense, coaching, anything,
circumstance,
anything that can happen, they will win. If they need a fucking terrorist attack to happen for them to win, it will happen. Like that's the Patriots. Like whatever they need to happen, and sometimes in the past I do things. It's like I don't have to win that way. That's besides the point. Listen, I'm just saying that the Patriots will find a way to win as they always do, and it disappoints me. And
everything we've been caught doing, other teams do. They do.
Spying on people.
Yep, that happened all the time.
Oh yeah, I guess it happened to the Broncos with Josh McDaniels. Oof. Sorry.
It happened all the time.
Yeah. Debatable, but
the whole balls thing is just bullshit.
Well, we can talk about that another day. But listen, all I'm saying is that the Patriots will find a way to win if they need to win. Okay,
right.
And they're gonna find a way to win against the Rams. As much as I think the Rams are a good team, I don't think they're as good as a team as Philadelphia was last year. I also don't even think they're as good as a team as the Falcons were 2 years ago. I just don't see anything that's like if Todd Gurley's healthy, they can do what they need to do, and they will score a lot of points. Right. I just can't see them when the Patriots go in the field. They go, all right, guys, hunker down, let's stop them. I can't see it.
The way the Patriots have been moving the ball the past 2 weeks is just unreal.
Yeah, and something we haven't talked about. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be like a I'm feeling like a 42, 30, 35 kind of game.
Yeah,
I'm
feeling like high 20s, low 30s. I feel it's going to be similar scores to the past two years Super Bowls.
Yeah. Well, last year was the highest scoring Super Bowl.
Was it?
Yeah. Last year was the highest scoring postseason game ever.
It was like 30-something to 30-something, right?
Are you sure? No, wasn't it 40?
It was not. Maybe it was 42 to 35.
Yeah, I thought it was like 42 to...
What was the final score?
Yeah, it wasn't... Am I wrong? That it wasn't the highest scoring postseason game ever? Like combined? Am I wrong about that? I thought that was the case. I know it had the most passing
41-33 was the final score.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's combined.
Yeah.
Combined, I'm saying.
Highest scoring.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was
NFL playoff game.
Maybe I'm
wrong. No, well, the highest scoring NFL playoff game is a 96-point game between the Packers and the Cardinals.
Okay.
In the 2009-2010 playoffs, where the Cardinals
won. Oh, maybe I'm thinking Super Bowls.
No, the most points scored in the Super Bowl was 75.
Oh, no, man.
That was in
Redskins.
Super Bowl 29, which was the 49ers over the Chargers.
Okay, never mind.
Which is one more point than the... So, it's the second highest scoring Super Bowl last year.
It had the most yards, I think, what it was.
Yeah. I thought the Falcons game had the most yards.
No.
Maybe
Tom Brady threw for 500
and
5 yards.
He did.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
He still lost.
Our defense was so bad last year. They were so bad.
So it's going to be hard for me to look at this and see that same result, but it could happen. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. The Rams will have a chance. I think, you know what? I'm going to say this right now. The Rams will hold the lead for at least 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'll give them that. But
I feel the game's going to start 7-0, 7-7, 7-14.
And you look at last week's game, the Rams, you know how long the Rams held the lead for?
Huh.
0 seconds.
Really?
Yeah,
they won the last kick.
They won the last kick. They didn't hold. They were behind. They tied it, and then in overtime won it. They never held the lead in the game. Yeah, until it was over.
50, it was a 57-yard field goal too. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what the Rams, what tricks they have up their sleeves. But yeah, no, I have to agree with you. It's going to be I think the Patriots have the biggest chance on winning, which I hate to say. There's only one other team, that's the Cowboys. I hate seeing win the Super Bowl more.
Right.
So obviously, I'm not happy in saying that, but I just think from a very objective NFL viewer standpoint, I think the Patriots will win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Although I hope they don't. But that's besides the point. They are. I think they have a very good, very, very good shot of winning this. But the Rams, I think, will at least make it difficult. We'll see, though. We'll see. Sometimes, though, when the Patriots are favored is when they don't play as well. Because they were not favored against Seattle when they beat them. Mm-hmm. I don't know. No, they were favored when they played the Falcons. They were. They were. But they were obviously favored both times they played the Giants. So it's like maybe they're like, please don't favor us. We do better. But it'd be interesting to see what will happen. But that's the Super Bowl predictions. That's going to be our last predictions of this NFL season.
Yes.
The postseason. Thank you for joining me throughout this. We're not going to do like an after show.
Wrap up, no.
We're not going to be like, here's how we're right and looking in the next year. But I will definitely do NFL videos over the off season. I'll probably do a few analysis and examination videos on the Giants, probably their draft, and then probably right before their season begins. What? Oh, I fucked up.
You did.
I forgot to put an extra thing. Oops.
Did you do it at the beginning too?
Yep. Oops. Oops. I fucked up. Bye-bye.